What's up guys, welcome to Abletontips. My name is La. Today we're going to begin a start to finish series in melodic house. Let's get started. I'll show you what I have to start myself off. This is how I start all my projects. So I have like a kick at the top with just a 4 to the floor pattern. The kick is from Deep Premium Volume 6. It's just this kick here. It's got a nice top end. I'll actually take this EQ away. It's got a nice little click to it. A little bit of a punch. I might do a little bit of mixing on it to make it a little bit more punchy. I also normally have a limiter on here, which I'm going to put on now. And what I do with the limiter is just push the kick until it's hitting the limiter, essentially. Or push the gain until the kick is hitting the ceiling of the limiter. There we go. So the kick's going to be the loudest element in my whole project, and so I'm basically mixing and making things around that volume level. By having the limiter on there, it just makes everything a lot louder and clearer, so I can really hear everything very well. Okay, so the other things that I've got going on is I've got a drum group, which is already at -6 in the volume, and then I've got some stuff, just some empty things in here. So I've got an audio channel, which is just called loops. Usually I put some like drum loops in here, something like that. I've got a La kit, which is just a kit that I've put together with a bunch of drums, a lot of like PML stuff, like the Organica pack, some kicks. There's some other drums that I use, which is from like a live, it's a Eric Harland kit, which is like a very good like jazz drummer, and I really like the live feeling of those drums, so I have those in my kit as well. A lot of toms from the Organica packs, they're really nice. And then I've got a hat rack where there's nothing on here, so it's just if I want to do some additional hats or something like that. This usually changes into a clap rack or something like that. And then we've got an audio channel just for anything. It's always good to just put things into audio. And then we've got Diva here. So what I'm going to do first is actually set up a little bit of a drone. So I've got a preset loaded up from Bound to Divide and Production Music Live, and it's this lead called Pretty at the Back. It's a very simple sound. It's just a sawtooth with a little bit of noise, which you actually probably can't hear because it's already mixed over. And then what he's done with this is he's tuned the stack. So that the sound is being stacked by 2, and then on the second stack, it's being tuned to the 5th. So essentially, it's just a sawtooth with a 5th added to it. That's being slightly sustained and open, so it sounds like this. And it's got a huge amount of reverb on, like 100% reverb. So this is just going to be something that kind of sets this atmosphere and mood in the back, and then I can kind of produce from there. And I think what I'll do is just have like a chord, maybe like a, or yeah, maybe all 3. So we could go like this. So I'm just pressing C sharp and A. So we go. Something like that, like real simple. I don't really want something too complex because I think it might distract a little bit when I'm doing the drums. So let's just do like this. Sidechain it, just so it's got that groove. Sidechain to the kick. Nice big sidechain. Maybe a little bit less ratio. And make it a little bit quicker. So I'm EQing to the transient of the kick, so it's a quicker signal coming through, and that's going to make the sidechain respond quicker rather than the big subby part of the kick. Alright, cool. So now let's get some drums going. So I always like to start with a loop of some kind, and for like the last year or so, I've been using this same loop in a lot of my tracks, and it's just like lays a very nice foundation under my drums. It's this one. Where is it? So this one, through the Ben Boma pack, is a Perc loop, and I use this because I really like the snare, and it has like a nice hat in there, and it just gives me like a really good starting point. Yeah, perfect. So one thing I might do though is just move the snare slightly off where the kick's landing, or I guess it actually is a little bit, but we could come, yeah, it could come a little bit earlier. Could just use a track delay, just move it slightly earlier. Yeah, just a little bit, just gonna help with the mixing. All right, cool. And now we will build the drums around this. So I'm gonna use, a mix of things. One thing I like using is this hat from the Organica pack, hat number 13, I think. It's just got a really nice tone to it. Turn this down a bit, it's usually pretty loud. Yeah, there we go. Nice and simple. Potentially we could do something like this. Oh, not that. Something like this. Bring the... Yeah, something like that, and you just do it every other. Quite like that. Copy that over. Okay, cool. And I like to have this crash or ride in here. So it's very like live sounding crash. It's got a lot of sustain to it, so it kind of just bleeds through this bit. Cool. And maybe we go a little bit further, get some more stuff. Some of these little ticks. Nice. Maybe a double hit here. Yeah, there we go. Just like a little cowbell, I guess, or a little like glass hit. So I'm like working around the groove. Everything is like working around this same feeling and same groove, and we're just exaggerating it essentially with different sounds. It's nice having this little shuffle at the start to kind of introduce it. Do a little fill here. Nice. Just loop that over so we it's not too short. Yeah, nice. And then maybe something else. Not sure what this is. Let's see. Little tick. Maybe not that. Yeah, this could be nice. Just maybe exaggerate this hit here. Yeah, nice. Nice. And then if there's some little perk maybe. Yeah, this could be good. It's a little bit faint. Make it a little bit louder. Yeah, that's good. But I think maybe just here. Yeah, and then we can do it again here. So it would be like this. So it's going to like drum fill around. Maybe like this. Yeah.
Hi, this video is sponsored by us. If you like these tutorials and want to support the channel, check out our website packed with online courses and professional sound packs. If you want to cut years of your learning curve, check the PML Beginner to Advanced Music Production program for Ableton Live. You will know Ableton inside out and learn how to write, produce, mix and master complete tracks. You learn step by step at your own speed From an empty file to professional production, as if we're sitting side by side in the studio. Thank you for listening, and now let's get back to your tutorial.
Yeah, nice. I might also add in a tom here. So I've got these toms through the Organica pack. These toms are great. They're just like really nice and like full and punchy. So we could do a little tom groove. So we're just following this kind of same pattern here. Something like that. I think I'm going to mess with the velocity of this as well. Maybe we change the tone of it. Let's see. Yeah, a little bit louder, I think. It's just a bit too... And I might have an EQ on here. No, I don't. Okay. Let's just go in. Yeah, that's nice and deep. Let's just see. Yeah, I think the one down here. Yeah, actually this one. I like the tone of that. Okay, cool. So there, maybe we keep this kind of groove. Let's see. It's always good to do the little fills at the end here. It just helps you out a lot later on. And then maybe we do something like this. Randomize the velocity. Yeah, and I think we might do like 3 here. And we can go louder. This. Yeah, I like that. Alright, cool. So then we'll come here. And with the toms, I like to do this thing that I kind of learnt from Ben Boma from trying to remake one of his tracks. So you take a tom, and then what he did, I think it was in the track called Flinder Helgen. And he like the toms were panning left and right so much and like randomly, so you can just do it here. So I found the tom in the drum rack, and then put this up to like the random pan to 65%. Now it's dancing left and right. Yeah, nice. We could maybe do it with some of the other little sounds as well. The little ticks, yeah, like that, can definitely pan. You want some of the other elements like the hats to be quite stable and just mono down the middle. Yeah, like this. Maybe that could be panning because it's not like the most important one. And then one thing we need to look at is the tone of this tom. So it's playing G. Maybe we want it to play G sharp because the scale that I'm in is well, D sharp minor or C sharp minor, which is most of the black keys. So I believe that G sharp would be more in key. So let's go to here. Find the tom, and then we just put it up one, transpose it up by 1 semitone. Might also help to warp it and then do that. It's just always good for when you transpose something. If you warp it and put it on Complex Pro, it just sounds better. But anyway, I think this is good. We've got a nice little groove going on. I think I might just add, so I'm going to change this to a clap and maybe just add another little clap layer. I do have stuff here that I use all the time. So this is something that I started doing maybe 2 years ago, just having these go-to samples, and oh my god, it saves so much time. It's like, yeah, one of the best things you can do. So organize things that you like using all the time and put them in one place, and then you start kind of like defining your sound from using those similar samples. Yeah, this is a nice clap. Maybe this one could be good. Oh, yeah, I could just load it like this. And then we just do this. So that's going to be our more driving clap. And I'll just duplicate this over. Maybe we could do something like this. And then we're going to move the other one over as well. But I like this kind of pattern. And then we could go, maybe we could do something like this, make it shorter. And then on some of them we go, so we open it up, and I'm gonna have to do that manually if I remember how. Maybe I could do it on classic instead. So we go to classic, and then what we want to do is mess with the decay. Maybe a bit of sustain. Make this longer so it plays the whole sample. And we could get this to be random, but I think I'm going to do it manually. So we can go like this, just press A, automate, and it's already on decay. So we can have like the first hits. They can be quite short. Let's come in here, and we go like this. Maybe even shorter, even more. And then maybe this one could be a little bit bigger. Yeah, we need this to come in at the same time, otherwise it's a bit strange. Yeah, I like that. So then we do it again here. Leave that short, and then this one maybe could be a bit bigger. Just copy this over. Go like here. And it's just going to make them sound, well, it's going to give them a lot of life, so they're not going to just get boring soon. Not sure why I did this kind of shape. Let's just bring that up. There we go. And then this last one, I think I want to do a yeah, and if these are a lot longer, it will sound nice. So we can just do this. Short one here, and then this one can be nice and big. Yeah. Would like it to be a little bit bigger. Bit more release. There we go. And then we'll get this to follow it. So we just move this here and move one here. We don't really want dead space in between, so we just put this kind of noise in between. There we go. And we could make this one shorter. So you go like this. There we go. Alright, so now we have our groove. Let's just consolidate that. I think I need to adjust some of the others actually as well. Oh, it looks like they're all on time. Yeah, I like that. So it's not predictable. Maybe we could do another one here though, just at the end of this free here. So we'll do an early one here. And do the same here. Move that across. and take this noise. Yeah, let's listen again. Yeah, perfect. Just consolidate it and then loop it. I always consolidate and loop things because it becomes so much easier later on when I'm moving things around and arranging, rather than having little small things that you're trying to move around and copy and paste. Okay, cool. So we have our drums really. I wouldn't really do too much just yet. Like I will add more later on as the track is progressing and we get to like say a second drop. Maybe I'd add in a more prominent ride or something like that. Maybe some other perks or things like that, just something to add a bit more energy. I guess one thing actually that we could add just before we finish is a little shaker loop. Something quite subtle. I do have some go-to things here, but let's have a look through some PML stuff. I think there's some cool stuff. There is some stuff in here in Deep Premium 6. Let's go. Yeah, like this is nice. Shaker loops are always the best, like rather than I mean, you can definitely put them in yourself, but the loops just tend to have this like unique groove to them, where it's like it feels a little bit more human some of the time, and definitely with the PML samples they have that kind of feel. What we might need to do is just move the timing of it so it's the peak is at a different point. So this peak here, it could be better if it was like this. So we've got this, it's landing on the same as the open hat, the upbeat. Yeah. That works, and we'll just turn it down. It's pretty loud. And we can just copy from like here. Just consolidate that. Loop it. Turn it down. It's panned quite a bit to one side, so we'll just balance that out a bit. You can just see here, you can see by the the green bar, if one of them's shooting up on one side, it means that it's louder on that side. Nice. I think one of the claps is a bit loud. I think it's this one. And it will be that it's landing on the same timing as well. So maybe we want this one to be a little bit later. So you can just move things along manually. We could just move all of this along a little bit, but a quicker way of doing it is just to use track delay, which is just press this D down here and then you just move it along. That's better. It's good. It's important to be quite finical with these little things, like just the small little details, moving things along a little bit, adding a little bit of velocity change. It just makes a bit of a difference to your drums where they sound a little bit more professional. So it's good to take the time to do that stuff. All right, cool. I think that is it for this video. And then in the next one, we're going to go over some sound design and things like that. I can touch up more on this sound here if you guys want to see it. But if you just want to grab it, it's from the Bound to Divide pack. I think it's called Melodic House. This one here, yeah, I think it's a Melodic House one through Production Music Live. So I'll link it down below if you guys want to grab it. There's some really good sounds in it. And we're probably going to work from this pack in this project. Cool. Thank you very much, guys. I'll catch you in the